Hi there, friends. I'm Raleigh Brown. This is another curve flattening concert, and I can see already that the interwebs are working in my favor today. So that's a good start. Um, One of the first things I want to mention as I start today's concert is that if you do have any problems, if you're on Facebook, you can go back and restart my profile page, and I will restart the stream if it falls apart. I will also, for Ken and Supa, who are here on YouTube, and any other YouTubers, if I have to cut YouTube out of it, I will still record the concert and post it later so you can always watch it, okay? But hopefully none of that will happen, and we'll go live, and we'll have a great time. And I have John Hubner as one of my oldest friends and one of the first people in, and Ken and Supa on YouTube, and then Warren and Janelle and Dwight Shoemate, my next door neighbor, and Donna Greenberg, and Rhonda Scott Merrick, and Michael DeSanctis out there in Santa Fe. And good to see you here, Michael. I hope you're doing well out there. I hope you've got a new life. Pam Zappardino is here, and Kathy Marsick, and Keith Shaw, and John Robinson. John Robinson it wouldn't be telling tales out of school to mention that John Robinson just came home yesterday from the hospital after having, triple bypass or quadruple bypass. So it's good to have you alive and well, buddy. I don't want to lose you particularly. And Howard Hobbs is here, and Ann Mintz is here, and Clifford Wagner, and Charlie Bryant. Charlie Bryant is the court jester of Raleigh World, I believe. And Jim Moore is here, and Michael Tierson, and Steve Edelman. How are you guys? Good to see you this early in the morning. Debbie Moore, Ben Layden, who I haven't seen for a while, and Aretta, and Ron, and Debbie Lipstruer over in Spain, ending her Christmas holidays today, and Mike Verbeck and Calvin Landau down there in Eleuthera, which I don't know where that is, but Cal is a boat guy, a yacht guy, so he's out there on the water. He's also a really old friend. Peggy Burnett Roberts is here, still in the Cleveland Clinic. I'm so sorry, Peggy. We all send good wishes to you. And Hopeful Jen on YouTube, and Dave Van Allen is here. Dave is a great pedal steel guitarist. Cozy Sheridan is here. Is a great singer-songwriter and all-around good person. Carol Pred and Lauren Payne and Dakota Dave, his own self, and Lisa Mandel, and Keith Shaw is in under the name Jerry Fan Forever, and The Claw. I do not know who that is, but people have these pseudonyms. It might be somebody I know really well or somebody I just kind of know online. Kate Petrella, Jeanette Pasqua, Steve Davidson, Renee Blaker. I better stop here. I'll never get any music played. Jim Ballard. Boy, oh boy, that's going back. Jim is a great singer-songwriter from the Cleveland area, or Akron, Kent, maybe more. And I'm going to start right in here. I'm going to play a song. First of all, I want to mention a couple things. One, I will do an extra song today, and it'll be at the end of the 4 songs. And what I'd like to do is offer up, ask you for a request. First come, first serve. So the first thing I see on here that's a request that it makes sense for me to be able to play, I will play at the end of the concert. And I'll try to keep an eye on this and see how that goes. Hi, Margot Lemieux. And this is a song I've never done on here, and I actually haven't played in decades and decades. And when Danny Gotham was up here a few weeks ago, he played That Was the Last Thing on My Mind by Tom Paxton. And I remembered that when I was young, I learned there was a Tom Paxton song I used to play all the time. And I just forgot about it totally. And it's the quintessential 60s folk song written as if it was a traditional song by a young guy. Tom Paxton at that time was young. So here we go. It's a long and a dusty road. It's a hot and a heavy load. folks I meet ain't always kind. Some are bad and some are good. Some have done the best they could. Some have tried to ease my troubling mind. And I can't help but wonder where I'm bound. Can't help but wonder where I'm bound. I have wandered through this land just to doing the best I can, trying to find what I was meant to do. And the people that I see, they look worried just like me. Looks like they've been wondering too. And I can't help but wonder where I'm bound, where I'm bound. Can't help but wonder where I'm bound. I had me a girl one time. She had lips like cherry wine, and I loved her till my head went plumb insane. But I was too blind to see she was drifting away from me. My good gal left on the morning train, and I can't help but wonder where I'm bound, where I'm bound. Can't help but wonder where I'm bound. And I had me a buddy back home, but he drifted out to Rome. Here he's out by the Frisco Bay, and sometimes when I've had a few, his old voice comes singing through. Going out to see him some old day, and I can't help but wonder where I'm bound. Can't help but wonder where I'm bound. If you see me passing by, and you sit and you wonder why, you wish that you could be a rambler too. Well, nail your shoes to the kitchen floor, lace them up, bar the door. Thank your stars for the roof that's over you. And I can't help but wonder where I'm bound. I can't help but wonder where I'm bound. Yes, I can't help but wonder where I'm bound. Can't help but wonder where I'm bound. So that's Tom Paxton's song, Can't Help But Wonder Where I'm Bound. Alex Bevan is in the room. Okay, so I have to go back and see who it has to be. I'm looking through on my feed here. Who had the first? Leonard Augustine is here. Hi, Leonard. Carol Pred with Bluesette. Okay. I haven't played that in a while. I don't think I better try that one, Carol. I'm gonna have to punt on that and do it maybe next time. And Warren Bendler says any rag song. Okay. I'll think about it and we'll get it done at the end of the concert. I forgot to cloink with you. Welcome and cloinking in here. It's kind of wintry day here in southeast Pennsylvania. We're supposed to have freezing rain. I got out early and did a little shopping and got back before any precipitation started, but I haven't looked outside since. Out the window, you can't see if it's freezing rain or not. So, what else did I want to say? So today, on the last concert, I was playing my guitars and saying nice stuff about them, and somebody wrote in and said, "The poor little Waterloo is being ignored." And so I was thinking about it, how we anthropomorphize our guitars. And then also, I thought I'd explain to you kind of how things work here. And that means how they work here. And that is that right now I have 3 guitars that I consider to be keepers that I have no intention of ever selling. Now, as the last couple of years have taught us, everything changes. You never know what'll happen. But today I'm going to play those 3 guitars for you. And that means that there are other guitars, like the new Martin I got, the OM28, great guitar. The Waterloo WLK, Kel Croydon model is a great guitar. But these guitars are right now the top of the heap for me. So one is this 34 Gibson LOO. And then the second one, which we'll use on this next number, got it all planned out, is my Mario Prue, the RB LOO, the Raleigh Brown LOO. And I don't know if you can hear immediately the difference in the sound between that Gibson and this. Maybe at the end of the concert, I'll go through all 3 of them and play a little and you can hear. But this guitar is extremely versatile. It can be used for anything. And as I'm getting older, my hands aren't as strong as they used to be. It has a really short scale, a very short scale, only 24 inches. And that was part of Mario, the builder. He got to experiment when he built this for me. And so I can play anything on it. I can play jazz where I have to reach on stuff that's difficult. And so it's really good for that, and it has a beautiful sound too. So this tune. I love you oh so madly. I need your love so badly. But I don't stand a ghost of a chance with you. I thought at last I had found you, but other arms surround you. So I don't stand a ghost of a chance with you. If you'd surrender for just a tender kiss or two, you might discover that I was the lover who was meant for you, and I'd be true. But what's the use of all my scheming? I know I must be dreaming, 'cause I don't stand a ghost of a chance with you. if you'd surrender for just a tender kiss or two. You might discover that I was the lover who was meant for you, and I'd be true. But what's the use of all this scheming? I know I must be dreaming, 'cause I don't stand a ghost of a chance with you. Ghost of a chance. So let me check in a little bit here. We've got so many great requests. I don't do Rodeo Rider. I should learn it. It's one of Alex's tunes that I would love to play, but I don't do that. and I somehow I never got around to learning Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer. So there's a lot of great requests, but I can only do one. Let me say hello to people. Jim Moore asked for any Mose Allison. I would love to do that, but I've already committed to doing a rag. It's all over. We'll try this again next time. Although maybe I'll stick around and do a couple more. If you guys want to stick around, I'll play longer. We'll see. So anyhow, who else is here? If there's anybody I missed, Tom Dietz, David Gideon, I said hi to Alex, Andreas Postler, hi Andreas, Jay Peterson, Christian Jekyll, Carol Garina, which might be Steve Garina, John Sprouse, Steve Drucker, my buddy Steve. Okay, and Michael Tierson says play as long as you want. Okay, we'll see. We'll see how many I do. So next up is the instrumental. First, some announcements. So hello to the Invisibles, people who show up on Facebook but do not show up on my eCamp stream. And that's Rosemary Ross, Kit Sarikaku, Kate Mack, Linda Worster, Invisible Rubenstein, and Joel Biget. And there might be others. Those are the ones who come to mind. So I apologize if I miss any of you. I do want to remind you that there is a PayPal link right there. You can't link on it, but you can copy it. It's just paypal.me/Raleigh Brown. And you can leave any amount of money. Sky's the limit. Sue Lewandowski is here, my sister-in-law. Morning for the Lewandowskis. So Sue, thank you. I got your gift yesterday. I appreciate it. Especially the little chocolates that were inside of it. I have run out of all my chocolate now, so I needed some extra chocolate. So those are the Invisibles. I did that. I mentioned PayPal. Tomorrow I will be on at 3 p.m. That's my usual Monday 3 p.m. concert. Tuesday morning, Cozy Sheridan and Charlie Koch will be on at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time. And I usually am working then, but I usually manage to sneak out while I have needles in people and listen to it. So I do my best, and otherwise I listen back later. They do a great stream. And I'm actually taking a songwriting class with Cozy right now, which is going to challenge me tremendously. I'm already nervous about next week. So, and then Wednesday I'll be back again at 3 p.m. And I trust others to. If Toby Simmons is here, I don't know if she's here today, but she usually mentions a bunch of other people. There's a lot. I mention people who I know, especially my friends. So like Dakota Dave does Saturdays. I'll mention him on Wednesday. And Alex does Thursdays. I'll mention him on Wednesday. But I usually only go up till my next concert. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so that's that. So me tomorrow at 3, Cozy and Charlie Tuesday at 10:30, and me back at 3 on Wednesday. So I'm going to do an instrumental for you now, and it's a great Hoagie Carmichael tune called Skylark. I don't think I've ever played it here. And I actually had our friend Susie Burke recorded it for me. I did a CD called Songbirds, which was many of my favorite female vocalists who would do jazz standards. Cozy, we weren't good enough friends yet, I don't think, for me to ask you to do that. But maybe if we do Songbirds too, you can do Route 66. But Susie Burke did Skylark with me, and it's just a beautiful song. So I'm going to just play you my instrumental version of it. That's a little bit of hard work, but beautiful song, isn't it? So, thanks, Alex. Yes, and it is possible to actually buy a copy of Songbirds if you go to RaleighBrown.com/store.html. And all my other CDs and all my DVD instructional videos and this and that. Music Helps bumper stickers for your guitar case. It's all possible. Okay, so this was guitar number 2, and we'll come back to this, but here. So this is, that's keeper number 2 now. Keeper number 3 is the Martin OM18 Authentic. Mike Carr asks if I'm sight reading that. No. I'm a terrible sight reader. So like people don't know the difference between reading and sight reading. Like reading is when you can take a piece of sheet music and go, that's reading. Sight reading is when somebody puts a piece of music down in front of you and you just play it. And that's a whole skill that doesn't always have a lot to do with musicianship. It's just the ability to read and process it quickly enough to reproduce it. And that's the thing that a lot of, it used to be that all the great studio musicians could do that. And then, in the rock and roll era, more and more people just learned by ear. And even jazz guys, Lenny Breau used to go into the studio and they'd tell him what to play, and he'd turn to the guy next to him and say, "What does that sound like? Play it for me." And then he would just hear it once and he'd be able to play it. But anyhow, nope. I can't sight read for shit, as we say in the vernacular. And I'd like to say something about this OM18. One of the big lessons of getting the OM28, the other Martin I recently got, and which theoretically, mahogany guitars like this are not quite as considered as wonderful as rosewood guitars like that OM28. But what that rosewood guitar taught me is just how fantastic this mahogany guitar is. I didn't appreciate it as much as I appreciate it now, which is why it is still a keeper. And the OM28, yeah, I might keep it a couple years or whatever. Who knows? So I'm going to do my fourth song for you, and this is my original. And it goes kind of like this. It goes a little slower than that. I mostly travel solo. It's a burden I bear. Out alone on the highway, just trying to get somewhere. My wife would like to come with me, but we just talk on the phone. We never travel together, 'cause we can't leave the dog alone. She loves to go on vacation. That's my wife, not the dog. Up the coast to New England, living high on the hog. Well, I could kill for some lobster. My friends think I'm insane, 'cause it's home in the backyard where me and the dog remain. She came with some issues. That's the dog, not my wife. She took a bullet in her young years. She was cut with a knife. They couldn't break her spirit, so they called her a cur. 'Cause when someone got bloody, she made sure it was them, not her. So they gave up on her, left her tied to a tree, where two honky-tonk angels picked her up and brought her to me. She checked me over, I guess she thought I would do, and I made her a promise. From then on, her hard times were through. She's got one ear that's tattered, there's a scar on her jaw. It's best not to cross her, 'cause she'll lay down the law. She's the perfect companion for an old dog like me, and I try to live up to the man she hoped I would be. perfect companion for an old dog like me. Two old dogs, me and my old dog, poor little Suki, who is now long gone. A toast to dogs we've loved. So the first request up was a rag, and I'm gonna go get some picks. Can't do ragtime without some picks. And the other thing about these guitars that are keepers is that they have certain areas of expertise. And one of the areas of expertise of that 34 Gibson is, no, there's not dope in here. You remember these for keeping dope in? Well, now we keep picks in them because we're old, unless we live in Colorado or Massachusetts or something. Okay, I think the picks are on the right fingers. This one is current. It's a topical song. Recorded by Blind Blake in the 30s. You remember last election, everybody was in action, trying to find themselves a president. Now there was a man named Lawson, from New York down to Boston, claimed to represent the colored vote, so he said. My brother was a voter, he was also a great promoter, going round and giving advice. Now when he went down to the polls, instead of voting once, he voted twice. He's in that jailhouse now. He's in that jailhouse now, where they got him downtown in jail. Ain't no one to go his bail. In that jailhouse now. I went downtown last Friday. I met me a gal named Lighty. Thought she was the sweetest gal in town. She started to call me honey. I started to spend my money. Well, we went into a cafe and sat down. I thought that I was in it, buying a drink a minute, buying that wine and champagne by the jug. When I went to pay that man, I found that lady's hand in my pocket where my money was. She's in that jailhouse now. She's in that jailhouse now. You know they got her downtown in jail. Ain't no one to go her bail. She's in that jailhouse now. He's in that graveyard now. She's in that graveyard now. When you went to pay that man, I found that lady's hand. She's in that graveyard now. He's in the Jailhouse by Blind Blake. There are a number of versions of that tune. I'm going to roll back here and see where the requests started. You know, I might pick and choose my requests. Anyhow, there are bluegrass versions of it, and there's old timey. I think maybe Charlie Poole recorded it. You know, all kinds of versions. Okay, I think I'm not up to the requests yet. I think there they begin. So there's the ragtime, and Keith, I'm going to skip over Gordon Lightfoot. I'll probably do him sometime soon. But I would love to play Great Divide, Steve Edelman. And I would love to play it on that Martin OM-18. So this song by Kate Wolf. Incredible reflection on mortality. I've been walking in my sleep, counting troubles instead of counting sheep. Where the years went, I can't say. I just turned around and they had flown away. And I've been sifting through the layers of dusty books and faded papers. They tell a story I used to know. It was one that happened so long ago. It's gone away in yesterday. Now I find myself on the mountainside, where the rivers change directions across the Great Divide. Now I heard the owl a-calling softly as the night was falling, with a question, and I replied. She was gone across the borderline. It's gone away in yesterday. Now I find myself on the mountainside, where the rivers change directions across the Great Divide. Finest hour that I have seen is the one that lies between the edge of night and the break of day. It's when the darkness rolls away. It's gone away in yesterday. Now I find myself on the mountainside, where the rivers change directions across the Great Divide. It's gone away in yesterday. Now I find myself on the mountainside, where the rivers change directions across the Great Divide. Across the Great Divide by Kate Wolf. And I'm gonna do a little cherry picking here. You know, I'm gonna choose the request I want to fulfill. And what I'm going to choose is my buddy Jim Moore. Jim has known me longer than almost anybody on here today, except John Hubner. I met Jim Moore and John Hubner at the same moment in 7th grade. Well, I can't believe the things that I'm seeing, and I'm wondering about some things I heard. Everybody's crying mercy. Nobody knows the meaning of the word. A bad enough situation is sure enough getting worse. Everybody's crying justice, just as long as there's business first. It's toe to toe, touch and go. Give a cheer and grab your souvenir. Now I can't remember the next verse, so I'll play a little break. People running round in circles, they can't tell where they're headed for. Everybody's crying peace on earth just as soon as we win this war. So straight ahead, knock 'em dead. Grab your kit and choose your hypocrite. Now you don't have to go to Off-Broadway to see something plain absurd. Everybody's crying mercy when nobody knows the meaning of the word. Nobody knows the meaning of the word. Everybody's Crying Mercy by Mose Allison. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take just a second. We're going to do a little quick comparison with the flat pick, just so you can hear all three of these guitars. And then I'll do the mantra to take you home. There's the Martin. Here's the Prue. Oh. And here's the Gibson. Each has their own particular little personality. And, you know what I'll do? I won't do that. We'll do a blues mantra today. We have the Halo cam. I think we can get this set up so you can see the guitar okay. Be healthy. Be brave. And be calm. Be kind. It's a snap. And if you get cranky, take a nap. Thank you all for joining me. I love you all. I hope to see you tomorrow at 3, but if not, I'll see you when I see you.